guys, welcome to another Ferocious Cup video. So I've just got a whole heap of practice matches I had here against a few various Aussie opponents. Most of them were against not Randy Newman, and I think the next one's against 3rd M, that might be last. But anyway, yeah, we'll get into watching these battles now. Something I've noticed in this cup so far especially is there's some really hard counters, but it's management of your shields, I think, which is really crucial. Like in other cups, it was very hard to come back from a losing lead, but I don't think it's impossible in Ferocious Cup. I think there's plenty of opportunities to come back, especially if you get really one of those solid matchups locked in. If you can get their shields down. So a couple of things I've used so far is getting those shields down with a few Pokemon, and then having just a really heavy hitting charge movement in the back. I guess a bit like Zyonix's Quagsire strategy for Jungle Cup. But yeah, so some really interesting battles here. Really bad in this matchup, obviously. Two Pokemon that are going to get wrecked by Charm. So in a fair few of these battles too, you'll see we actually end up still having shields in the back, so got to be careful about that, using those shields correctly, using them at the right times. So we can see here Bibarel's really not the greatest matchup here against Shelgon, but you can bait with a few of those things. Twister's obviously a really good bait move for Shelgon to have, and yeah, Bibarel just... Hey, he's a little workhorse. I really like Bibarel. So obviously here with Nidoqueen, you've got the win against the Charm users, but you have to block their charge moves, otherwise you're going to get one shot. But the advantage of that is with Nidoqueen, once you block one charge, you're probably going to get to an Earth Power as well, right? So they're either going to take a fair bit of damage or they're going to block it. So in this case, Shelgon was going to die, so he blocked it. But now I'm running Thunder Punch because I really like it. I think it's got a lot of potential. Obviously, Brick Break's great against Lairon, but against other opponents where Brick Break's only going to be neutral, I think Thunder Punch is still going to do more damage as a neutral. So I guess against the ground users, it's not as ideal, but it still does a lot of damage. So it's quite energy efficient. Obviously, Wild Charge, more DPE, but yeah. So you can see we just got to that last Earth Power there to finish off the Lairon. Or was it? No, Shelgon, sorry. So this is something I practiced a little bit as well. We can see here that we can get to 2 Thunder Punches before Ninetales has decided to use a charge move. Maybe they just decided just to farm it down. So we've got 1 shield down, and unfortunately here with Ninetales had the charge move, so I had to block. Otherwise Nidoqueen's dead, but Nidoqueen actually, if you see, it's got really high health, and we got to a charge move, so we're likely to get to a second charge, and there you can just negate. A lot of people often don't want to throw the charge move when they don't know what Pokemon's coming out, so if you can kill it in 1 or 2 quick moves before they're going to throw a charge move, sometimes you can get like a little sneaky win there. So yeah, you can see I'm winning a lot of these games. I'm only recorded the ones that... Well, I'm only going to put up the ones that I do reasonably well or competitive in. I've had a heap of practice matches against other people, and I'm getting flogged. They've got 2 Mons left and a shield. So it's definitely not... I'm definitely not ripping through all the competition. Losing matches is really important for figuring out where you want to be. So taking hits when normally you might consider shielding, knowing how much damage you're going to take from moves is great. So as you can see, Wild Charge, they're only going to get to 1. So Ninetales is really high health. Yes, we burnt a shield, but now we've got our own charge move to throw. Now, obviously this is extraordinarily dumb, but I really wanted to see how poorly Umbreon does and how much damage he takes from the charge moves. So you can see their Ice Beam, bit of damage, but not insurmountable. It's Charm that's really going to hurt you there. So we are fortunately just able to fast move down that Ninetales with Bibarel's water guns, and now we're just going to Surf City and throw out as many as we can on that Bibarel. And we choose not to shield because we got something in the back, so we'll save the shield for our charm. And so again, look, one shield each left. So it's hard to know because it's hard to know what they're going to have in the back. But if you can learn by if their teams look for synergy in 2 months, so a lot of people will play a lot of Pokemon that are synergized, so cover each other. So if you know, so they've got a Ninetales who's there to cover. It's a good example. So Umbreon. So what's Umbreon beats a lot of things. Granbull. So here we go. Shelgon's a great one. So he's going to get destroyed, but he is going to do a lot of damage as well, just with Dragon Breath. So they're probably bad examples, but yeah. So if you know they've got something that's hard hitting in the back, that's only going to get to one charge move, maybe not even get to one by the time you can kill it, you might be better off. This is probably the only time I say you might be better off burning some shields a bit earlier if you really are confident that they're not going to have, something that's going to put a lot of shield pressure on you later. So here we can see we're going to go down here. Well, it looks like we're going to go down, but all shields are down, and Wild Charge wrecks. And Rock Slide's not going to. It does a lot of damage, but it's not going to be enough, and we get to another Thunder Punch. Probably could have just done fast moves, but at this point of the game, make sure of it. So yeah, that was an interesting thing to see. So shields down. Larion Raichu, but just because of the energy generation of Raichu, you can do quite well. So this is something you don't want to do as well, guys. If the other person has a Ninetales and it looks like they're probably going to have a Ninetales in the back, you don't want to switch into that Umbreon. Sure, 2 Last Resorts does a lot of damage, but it's dead, and something's going to take a charge move. Now, obviously, I've only got Ice Beam on this at the moment. I'm going to get Psy Shock shortly. Just got to get a bit more of that dust. And look at this. So Nidoking is not the killer like Nidoqueen is for the charm users. Sorry, Fury Cutter. So yeah, don't make the mistake. Fury Cutter Nidoking is purely to kill Umbreon. Other than that, it's fairly useless. And Umbreon's good, but it's fairly neutral, so it only wins us a lot of its matchups by a little bit. And I don't want to happen there. That was supposed to be a switch that didn't come off. Obviously, I don't want to waste that Raichu energy. So thanks for that, Niantic. So we're going to eat this Heavy Slam. Just Water Gun down Donphan. So we've got energy ready for whatever's coming in. So back comes the Umbreon. We're not going to get to another Surf, but we'll just do a bit of damage with the Water Gun. And we do! So he was obviously trying to farm us up there. Make sure he had it. So he's forced to use a shield, which is great news for us. But he's got a lot of energy, so we know we're probably going to take 2 foul plays pretty quick, and they'll probably get to a third one before he switches again. So it's not a bad matchup. So I'm not sure why he's trying to leave it behind, but obviously it's great news for us. So we get our Nidoqueen out. Now I should have farmed up some extra energy here, so that was clearly a mistake. So I farmed up a bit more energy on the Minun there, so we can guarantee we get to another Earthquake. So we have to let that one go. Now I'm fairly confident I'll get to the 2 Thunder Punches here. So burn the shield, then we get to one more. Actually no, sorry, because I've got a shield, so I'm just going to shield up and go for the Wild Charge. But I recognise that Thunder Punch is going to do enough damage to get the KO, so could have done that either way, but obviously Thunder Punch was within kill range. So again, I was really testing out Bibarel a lot here. Interesting little pick. So it's good in the lead because I think he does have some pretty good shield pressure, and some people are running Hyper Beam. If you can land that Hyper Beam on something, it's going to do a lot of damage. However, no one's really likely to lead with a ground Pokemon, right? No one's going to lead really Nidoqueen unless they're like, I know this guy, he's going to throw out a Charm user. No one's really going to lead with Sandslash, Donphan. So even though he's a good lead in terms of pressure with his, Water Gun's great and his charge moves, he might be something that's better in the back. So I don't know. You decide how you like to play with your Pokemon. But yeah, I was testing him out in the lead, and I did like the sort of shield pressure he put on things. I don't know. People often don't like leading with an electric one, which isn't the worst thing. Personally, I don't think it's too bad. I think because again, no one's going to lead with a ground one, right? So you're going to have some fairly good neutral matchups. But I mean, if you know the guy, if that's your only counter for like a Bibarel or a Vaporeon, you may want to keep that in the back. Yeah, it's all just little mind games and things. So I hold off there on the charge move, so forced to use my shield, and then see. So this is why it's not always good to wait. Just throw the move for whatever's coming out. I wasn't paying too much attention. Unfortunately, it didn't kill me, and then I had to. So I mean, that was still ended up with a win. But if whatever that Donphan was something else with a better hitting attack, like Umbreon was dead. So. Yeah, we really got to be paying attention to your games, and like I knew all of those Pokemon that he had out there, and I knew what health they had, so like I should have known that was within a kill. So I test Hippopotas here. I'm not a fan, so my advice is don't use Hippopotas. I mean, it does win some matchups, and Firefang's pretty good energy generation and nice hard hitting move, but yeah, it's not my favorite. So yeah, again, Lanoon, he's a good mon, but you need his moves hit hard, so you need. It's almost like he's a finisher. You need shields down, or the person's convinced that they're better off just letting whatever mon they have go. So yeah, Lanoon, interesting. I feel like it should be better. I think he just struggles with all of the normal types that are out there. So yeah, obviously we're going to lose this Granbull matchup, and I'm left with Lanoon. I had to farm it down and have enough energy to throw in like 3 Grass Knots, which was never going to happen. So this is another interesting pick. So a Alolan Sandslash, so pure Ice type, does have Bulldoze, and not in this battle, but in other battles, man, that Ice Punch charges up so quick. And it hits hard. Yeah, really good mon. Potentially, yeah, great. If you're not sure, a bit of a flex pick, practice with it. Have a look into him. He's pretty handy, pretty good. And if you can get to that Bulldoze, it's going to kill Nidoqueen. It's going to kill the electric Pokemon. And the ice really puts that pressure on. Like those ice punches were coming off so fast. So it's in some other games I play. Yeah, so personally, Skunktank's not my favourite pick. I don't know, it's just not for me. I think it's the poison, so you think it's good against Nidoqueen. Not Nidoqueen, Alolan Ninetales, but as soon as you block one move, it's dead with charms. So one shield wasted and it's dead. So almost similar to Umbreon, really, except actually don't have to block the moves with Umbreon. And you've got a heap of advantage on Ninetales. So I think this is the last matchup of the video. What seems like a not ideal match. Yeah, we lose. No shields are used, but he's got a heap of energy, right? So I was hoping that was going to KO, and unfortunately he throws the Twister, so it really kind of did nothing to us there. But it would have been awesome to get that kill and feel like all that energy that they had was wasted. But that's alright. So yeah, Bibarel, the generalist. He's great. As long as he doesn't come up against electric, he's going to do okay or win against everything. So good shield pressure with his moves. Now the only problem is here, I've got 2 shields, Ninetales, and luckily, cool. So we just got to shield this up, and we are going to kill it with charms. So don't even bother throwing the ice beam. It's a waste of time. So awesome. Thanks guys. Hope you learned a little bit from these videos. Oh, sorry. The bonus. And look at that. After all this talk, I lead with the ground Pokemon and get an electric Pokemon in the lead. Yeah, so in this last battle I was like, oh, let's just throw Lola Marowak in there, and I accidentally clicked on him. Wasn't supposed to put him against Vaporeon. Obviously it's a bad matchup, but we do get to a Shadow Ball, but he shields, so that's the end of that. So yeah, misclicks, don't do them, because there's no opportunity for replays. So yeah, we just shield up this Aquatail. Again, I was thinking it was going to be a last resort, but interestingly, he switches to his Minun. So one shield down, so I'm going to switch back to Nidoqueen. Don't need to shield any of these Discharges or Thunderbolts. Just going to go for a bit of a farm. Now, again, I should have gone for probably at least 2 more fast moves there. And just get enough to get the Vaporeon down. And we get to another Earth Power, so that's pretty nice. So he's going to shield it up. And then we've got Ninetales in the back with a shield. But Ice Beam is going to be completely useless here. And we are definitely not going to get to another Ice Beam before he gets to a third Gyro Ball. And we're going down. So, now, that's the last battle. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you all in the next video.